I am my like our pure essence is unity, is masculine and feminine both whole. So none of us, like, even though we came here and then we choose a gender to reincarnate into, and then we work with, certain energy. Some people work with the masculine more, some people with the feminine more. But I never feel like it just feels so weird to me. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. I just like crave this balance of the balance of masculine and feminine energy within myself. It's not even like looking outward. And I see that the patterns in a lot of people, like the female, it's like chasing each other, avoiding each other, fighting each other, and it's like being insecure. It's like this constant validation from each other, because they are always seeking from an outside force to fulfill that craving and desires within themselves. Exactly as I was talking about, the empath and narcissist dynamic is the same shit. The yin and yang is because they feel like there's an empty part within themselves. That's why they're chasing from the outside, and that's why it becomes so toxic. And just like, it's like this, you see the female always kind of look for this masculine validation, and the masculine looks for this female validation. Either way is in balance. It's like, and I was tapping into this this battles, and I was like, I'm feeling so weak, and I don't like to feel like that, because often I feel really powerful. Not to say that from an egotistical a point of view, because I've been working on myself so fucking much that I'm so proud to say that I am a very balanced in terms of my masculine and feminine energy. But because I was extremely sensitive on new moon, and I was feeling all of this energy around me, all these battles around me, and I was too tapping into that shit. And I'm like, and I just don't feel good, It's just like how these, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like it just feels very weak and vulnerable and just like unsafe and survival based, and it's just like, it makes me want to like shrink. It just like, and I wanted to like crash out and ready to give a speech and preach. I'm like, who am I preaching though? The energy in the room. It's not even like actual people. It's like the energy that is flowing through people. And if an individual is an unbalanced individual, the energy will be able to flow through them, right? And so it was a really lovely lesson for me to to see. It's almost like I'm being in the observer, but at the same time I'm feeling it too. I'm not just like observing, but I'm like feeling it and like understanding the whole thing on such a deep level. Whew, like I talked about this, the divine union, the whole twin flame journey, the whole coming together of the yin and yang, the masculine and feminine it's never outside of us, each and every one of us, doesn't matter you're female or male, you should feel very whole, you should feel that you are complete and you're powerful. You don't need another outside force of validation to make you feel like you're powerful. Like, you need protection, you can offer that to yourself. You need love, you have self-love, because the divine feminine is all about love and nurturing, and you have that within you. Doesn't matter which gender you are. And for me, as the divine feminine, I always feel like I am the divine masculine myself, because I always like to feel this masculine energy within me. And I feel like, okay, my own masculine energy protects my own feminine energy. And I feel very powerful and feel very safe, and I feel very secure, and never need these validation from outside. And so I have faith, and I carry out my you know, so mission. I feel good, and it's just like, I don't know how to explain it, you know. But yes, so I was feeling really crazy. Now I'm good though. Now I'm good. I'm like, okay, whew. I'm good now. I'm good now. But it was such an interesting things to observe and feel and tap into. Now that like I understand what's, you know, I understand like what are we kind of working on is to help humanity to bring in this divine union of yin and yang, divine union of consciousness coming together of the feminine and the masculine, divine feminine and masculine. That's why there are these twin flame that are reincarnated here. But because of a lot of these dark agenda, the dark matrix that has been manipulating not just the normal people, they are manipulating a lot of spiritual people out there too, and you know, using a lot of these spiritual ideas and twisting them in, you know, in ways that, you know, wanted to do the same shit, and it's just like the same patterns that you see in everything basically. So, you know, we have been light warriors and light warriors and spiritual warriors. We are here. You know, this is not just like regular light worker type of shit, you know. So I always say that like I attract people, really interesting people on my channel is people who walk in the dark and the light, because just like the little yapping story that I shared there, like I feel like if I being a little bit too masculine and a little bit too feminine, I don't feel good, you know. Like I just always feel like you know, like if I would, like the best way I would love to put it, I always feel like I'm androgynous, but at the same time I embrace my divine feminine energy here to express that part of me completely. But you can always feel my masculine energy within me, even though like I have this very feminine external expression, but within me you can also feel my masculine energy as well. And so you can also feel the light and dark within me, and that's why I'm like attract similar people like myself, and we are often so misunderstood, you know, because because the dark and the light are so diverse, and so the light kind of like, yeah, I'm not so sure about you, there's some type of darkness within you, right? And then the light, and then the people who are more like on toward the darker side, they're like, I'm not so sure about you, you have like some light, you have like some of these like empath like type of shit, like spiritual type, you know, like it's and then you never really fit in you know, on either side, and you know what I mean. And it's such an and you often feel like a lone wolf. That's me, but not anymore. And thank you, 100 car. Thank you for the support. I'm gonna use the dragon decks. Saw dragons. I have been tapping back into my dragon collective, and I've been feeling so good. You know, because if you guys listen to Abraham Hicks kind of stuff, talking about the vortex, law of attraction and stuff like that, and if you practice stuff like that, you know how it feels to be in the vortex, and it feels good. And then once you practice this often enough, where you sit in the vortex long enough to feel so good, and once you get thrown off balance, you're just like, Chinese golden dragon, yes. Oh yes, I am feeling the golden dragon. Yesterday the golden dragon did came in, and a light dragon, you know, a new dragon collectives came into my consciousness right after the solar eclipse. The solar eclipse energy is still in our body. We're integrating the solar eclipse energy. Meanwhile, we're also working on other energies. And I love it. Like yeah, we're working in so many multi-dimensionally. We're working multi-dimensionally, guys. You know that? Some of you are aware, some of you aren't aware. Let's see where. Oops, that was a burp. That was a good purge. Let's see where we're going with this. All right. Do we have any new people here? Most of you are usuals. Most of you are familiars. Let's see what we got here. I haven't updated my new videos yet. I'm a little slacking, but maybe I'll upload 1 or 2 tonight on YouTube. Multi-dimensional past. Bro, multi-dimensional purpose, funny as hell. Thank you, 100 car. That is me, the fire dragon. Fireball. Yes. And we have made so many journeys in these multidimensional realms while we're still in the physical realms. And I don't know, like maybe you feel it sometimes. You feel like you're simultaneously existing at different realms without being too conscious of it. You may zone off a lot. You may daydream a lot. You may feel like, you may like to contemplate a lot. And you have like a lot of new ideas. And you see things differently. You have multiple perspectives, things like that. But you just couldn't put them into specific words sometimes, because dragon collectives are really not super good with words, because dragons work with energy mainly. So a lot of dragons here's the thing, the more powerful souls, and what I would say, the more abstract they would, not like more powerful in terms of like there's comparison, is just like their energy is like bigger, and like it's like a little further away from the physical world, and you can call that that's why I used to describe it as more powerful. Is harder to ground, and is like harder to describe, and it becomes more and more abstract. And when these energy comes closer to the human world, to the physical world, like it becomes more easier to identify by human consciousness, like angels and like a lot of these archangels. They have name, they have personality. It's a little easier to identify. But often with these bigger energy is just so vast and abstract. It is just like, and that's why they come in very autistic. Because I always say this. I have to say this so many times. But guys, please spread these ideas, because I think a lot of people need to hear this. A lot of these powerful souls, they came in a way that is very autistic. All right? Because they're not from this world. They don't have human language. They have, in their first language, a telepathic, all right? Telepathy is their first language. And so that's why their communication may come off weird. And also, and a lot of people in this in society, they are so used to manipulations, and their intention doesn't match up to their words, and that's why they don't talk to people like that. They don't, and that's why these autistic people are being misunderstood. But they are really just, souls that aren't really that they're not in physical vessel as often, and that's why. All right, that makes so much sense, and that's why there is no explanation. Everything out there is twisted, and they are way more powerful. And people see them as like there's something wrong with them, but no, they're way more powerful than the normal people out there. But they just don't take bullshits. They're like, I know you're lying, bro. And that's why they're like, I'd rather not talk to you because you're lying in my face, because with telepathy, it's straight up just like communicating with your mind, and it's like, bro, I can read your mind. And that's why people are like, why don't you try to fit in, and why don't you try to, that kind of stuff doesn't work. you know, because like, I don't want to try to fit in because I know those things are fake. Yeah. A lot of indigos are like that. All right, I just feel like, you know, I have to. All right, see you later. I am Walker. I just you know, want to talk about. I want to say this like again and again so that we can spread that idea, and then we can stop. And then we, you know, people really gotta stop misunderstanding these souls that are here to do these amazing work, that are here to change people's perspectives and help uplift, you know, consciousness, and to promote different ways of communications that is beyond words. And alright, so I'm gonna pull one dragon card to see what comes through. I'm feeling so much better. I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you guys are getting enough rest. And get some meditation routine going on. Get some movement going on. Get some. No, I really need to get some movement going on though. Like walking. Walking is. It's been really good. I've been doing some walking meditation. Some walking meditation. I'm feeling a lot of dragon energy today. You know, I felt them really strong around me, helping me with grounding in the cosmic energy to make me feel a little less crazy. But I don't know where to begin. But I do feel like there's a lot of new informations and knowledges are being exposed very soon. You know, and a new term just came into my consciousness yesterday. Not today, I forgot. Oh my god. And the new term is called spiritual renaissance. Ooh. Spiritual renaissance, guys. Spiritual renaissance. We are entering the spiritual renaissance. I'm so excited. Like, oh, what the fuck is a spiritual renaissance? Literally what it means. Like, there's gonna be these really interesting souls, spiritual fucking warriors, spiritual light warriors, these very these souls that's never been how do I describe it, that is like it's like a hot pot of these very elevated spiritual beings reincarnated here in the human body and carrying out their life missions and co-creating all together. And we are pushing and breaking edges and boundaries of creativity, of creations. I don't know how to explain it, but you know what a renaissance is, right? It's like a golden age of where there's explosion of creativity, inventions. So we're gonna take the new and the old, and we create, and we're gonna have co-creations of crazy new spiritual ideas, new things. So, you know, it has been, you know, if you look at it that way, humanity has been doing things for eons, and there's really nothing much new in terms of the spiritual community, you know? Like, you know, sometimes things may seem new, but it's like an illusion of new. But like if you look at something behind it, but there are something new is kind of emerging right now, and we kind of see it. But yeah, the way showers are emerging of New Earth. It's like we are craving as collectively, we are craving for this new age to come. And everyone who's involved, who are reincarnated on this earth, who are doing the work, and who are unconscious and conscious, and those who are watching up there as our cosmic brothers and sisters and ascended masters, and out there watching us very closely and working with us very closely, and we are all just equally excited to see what the hell is gonna happen next, of what the spiritual renaissance is gonna come, like this beautiful art. Because it's not just like ideas, but like, yes, ideas, innovations, inventions, renovations of inventions, arts and music and creativity, merging everything together. And I don't know, like, yeah, just spiritual renaissance, bro. I guess that's why I'm here. I guess that's why I'm here. And it's gonna be legendary. It's gonna be legendary. I don't know. I'm feeling very fired up, guys. My tongue is purple from the taro coffee I'm drinking. So good. This message is exciting, right? Man, we have been stagnant for a little while. Man, we really need this inspirations, right? Hi, Sal Dabbler. Ooh, tranquility, harmonious in actions. She looks like me. We are kind of in a waiting. We're in like this peaceful state right now. Grounding the energy in. Oh, I do see that I do feel the energy for this week is gonna be very peaceful. And a lot of you may be reconnecting with your spirit guides, with your spirituality, or reconnecting with your spiritual animal. Hello. Oh my God, and look at this, the cherry blossom. And it's like near my house, right, like next block. There's a temple. There's a Buddhist temple, and right in front of the Buddhist temple, there's these cherry blossom trees, and they're blossoming right now, and it's exactly just like that. I posted it on my story. Springtime is coming, and we have faith and trust. This is exactly, what I'm feeling right now, because we've been through so many tests. We've been through so many tests from the universe, light warriors, spiritual warriors, and then we finally came to a place where we're like, yeah, we have faith. The faith is strong, and it's almost like finally the faith is so hammered into you. It's so like deep in you. This faith is finally sit inside you, because you have to be tested, right? Because sometimes you tested when you were first encountering these tests. You're like, yes, I have faith, but then you encounter another test and you realize that, okay, my faith was not that strong, because yeah. I was being triggered, and I was like, I was starting to have doubts again and all this. And then now you're being tested again, until right now you're like, all right, what's new now? I already knew. I have faith. And now you're like, you look at yourself and you're like, yeah. I think the faith that's been building up inside me is sitting in me. sitting quietly in me, and it's chilling inside me very quietly, and just like, yeah, you're dressed light today. Yeah, yeah, I am. But it says, I did nothing and I just got lucky. I am ready to sit and receive blessings, guys. Yeah. And right now, during these crazy times of eclipses and new moons and like energy, I'll call, what is it called, energy purging, whatever, upgrades, ascensions, it's a great time to sit and allow the energy to come in and purify your whole being and allow it to help you purge. And that's why space, to make space for yourself, it is making space. Right now we're making space, and that's why, like, I have been sitting in a space where I'm feeling really peaceful, because there's no overthinking, there's no self-doubt. So I'm just like, yep, I don't know what's gonna happen next, but I have faith. I have faith in the universe, I have faith in the divine. It's taking me somewhere. But as the spiritual renaissance is a vision. It's a vision. It may seem like I'm a little bit sitting here and daydreaming, like about, I'm a little it's almost like us sitting here daydreaming about the spiritual renaissance a little bit, but it's powerful visions, guys, and I would love to do this with you guys, because we manifest this. This is how we manifest anything into our life or into this reality. We're not just doing regular, normal manifestation work for ourselves, but yes, in the process of manifesting this for the whole humanity, this future for the whole humanity. Is there any seahorse? I don't think there's any seahorse here. I don't think there's any seahorses. These are dragons. But they're dragons. They're not seahorses. But and this is like a space where, I love to talk. I love to, extend my visions, extend my imaginations, or for you to activate your imaginations. It does require a collective, and especially if you guys are here, magicians and like spiritual warriors, you do have powerful manifestation ability, and might as well we can use this collectively to manifest this spiritual renaissance. Hi. So for it to come into this reality. And it's so important because if you resonate with my frequency, and we are, all of us are part of this new collective that is paving the way forward for new earth creations, and this is the spiritual renaissance that I am talking about right now. It is in the very beginning stage of setting foundations and like paving the way. So we are taking small steps every day. I don't know what you do, whatever you're doing, small steps every day, doing the writing, creating whatever you wanted to create in terms of music and art and literature and ideas, and or even like your lifestyle, I don't know, right? I'm gonna use the vision of the souls. So I feel like we have the white dragon here, white dragon of wisdom. The white dragon of wisdom here is here to assist us to purify our being, to purify our energetic field, to purify us, and to prepare us for the next step, for the next stage, to make room, to make space for new energies to come in, for us to elevate in our ascension process, to upgrade your DNA. It's lovely, and I love it. And you can notice that today I do talk in a very peaceful tone. Not since other days I'm like a little crazy, but today I'm feeling very peaceful. So the white dragon of peace and wisdom, absolutely. This is the best way because Mercury in the Aries are bringing in a lot of sacral energy, which is creative energy. That's almost like my hair color. It's very fiery energy that is gonna set you on fire. The way I say it is also like so peaceful. It's gonna set you on fire. Like, it's gonna give you so many ideas. It's gonna make you want to move. It's gonna make you go like, yes, I want to share my ideas. I want to like do this and that. But in order for the new energy to come in, we need to purify first. We need to do the purging first. And that's why, I was feeling all insane, and some of you even going through these pain. So if you feel like pain in a certain part of your energetic system, like in like your body, some of you might be like migraine, some of you be like stomach, some of you be like throat, some of it is like heart, I don't know where. If you feel those pain, is just a symptoms of that energetic centers being purged right now. And I've been through a lot of those, so I know for sure. So you're not sick. It's normal and it's good. And afterward, you're gonna feel so refreshed. You're gonna feel so refreshed after. I've been through a lot of those crazy one. I think I just like had another one a day ago, and I had to take a painkiller. Sometimes sometimes it gets really bad. But after the purging is so good. It's good to have these info at your hands, because then, I don't know, when it comes, it's going to be helpful for you. So we've been through two of these eclipses so far, these energetic updates. We were being warned, guys. We were being warned. And if you were on my lives before, I talked about it. Also, it was a message from the Galactic Federation. And we're going to have another one coming. I don't know how soon, but the second one was much sooner than I expected, because we're going so fast right now. The ascension process is going super fucking fast right now. It's insane, but like, I'm loving it though. I'm freaking loving it. Hey, Gabe. Hey, Gabe. Grubio. Lovely to see you. And as I was talking about this ascensions that we're going through is so fast, and you are a perfect example because like how I'm seeing your ascension and energetic, how you work with energy is like, I'm so impressed. I'm like, damn, that's fast. Yeah. And we're gonna have another one soon coming in, so we're gonna have another energy but I don't know when exact, but it's like, bro, I'm still kind of processing from the last eclipses, and I'm now like, another one, and another one, and another one. But it feels really great though, because like each and every time you go through this kind of transformations, these ascensions, every time you just feel like your head gets clearer and your auric field gets clearer. It's like your psychic abilities are also getting clearer every time you go through these ascensions. Like me, for example, I've been having, as I was explaining about my psychic abilities, you may be clairvoyance, clairsentient, and claircognitions, and maybe you're super, super empathic, you're a Haruki empath, or you're clairaudience, you're, or other psychic ability that's not described, or that's not able to be described. Sometimes it could be a little confusing. Sometimes you're like, yes, do have intuition, but like, do still get clouded, because if you're so empathic and if you're like autistic, you have like these crazy telepathic ability, and mixed in with your I'm like literally describing myself, right? And you're like mixing all of that into the mix, and you just like, sometimes you just like, hold on 1 second, overwhelm. This human hardware it's being overdrived. And it's almost like this hardware, this avatar needed to be fucking upgraded in order to completely merge in with our psychic abilities. Because in the past, and people like us is so crazy, because like I don't think this has been like this before, because in the past these people were like, okay, psychics, they're like, okay, they have these clairvoyance, and they're like, and it's like a little more linear, right? And so it's a little easier to navigate. And now it's getting harder and harder to navigate, because people like us come in here and we're like, fuck, I'm like 10 fucking things all at once. How the fuck? And like, okay, so clairvoyance, clairsentient, and I'm also telepathic, I'm empathic, I'm like, and then you have like powerful manifestation power, time traveling ability, timeline shifting, portal. You can some of you can tap into the Akashic, and some of you can like, oh my god, oof. And you're like, I'm so confused. And so another thing is, because the body needed to be upgraded in order to be integrated, merged together, and so that our physical body, the avatar, and our DNA is compatible with these abilities that are coming online, that being activated. It's like the DNA needed to be upgraded, needed to be activated in order to be compatible with these abilities, right? Because the human avatar, the human body, has been only 2-strand DNA based, and it's just like carbon based, and it's like the hardware is the hardware is like so old and like laggy. And that's why when we have these abilities and like it's just like not catching up, and it just makes you very ungrounded, sometimes, and it makes you crazy sometimes, and so that's why, okay, we need to get this hardware upgraded, and so one of the biggest reason for these eclipses are happening so freaking crazy. Oh, I almost forgot, the solar flares are happening at the same time. Solar flashes and solar flares are so fucking real. And they're a little bit unpredictable, so they're coming in as and the same time as the eclipses are coming in. So they're like literally all of these cosmic energies are like on our vessels, and that's why these symptoms are so physical, and that's why you get these physical pains like headaches and pains within some part of your body, and I was feeling like these aches and all over my body. It was just like feeling energy. It's like needles going into like it does feel like needles of energy going inside my body, like moving around, And it's because this upgrade is very physical. It's very physical, and it goes so deep, right? It's so deep, and it's on a DNA level. And this type of information is so it's so it's so not out there yet, and that's why I'm like, how am I gonna navigate this? I'm gonna navigate this stuff. But like, you don't even need to understand this stuff on a quantum level in order for it to happen. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening to you regardless. The DNA upgrade is happening to a lot of us. And so the good, lovely news is, as we go through these ascension symptoms, as we receive these upgrades and these solar flares, eclipses, and transformations, as our bodies are working so hard to upgrade and to catch up, the psychic abilities are coming online, and then so these can be merged and aligned with each other, and then be and so that we can, and then so we can embrace our power in the physical body, all right? Not having to come out from this physical body, but while we're still in the physical body, we're able to access these almost supernatural like power. So we are becoming supernatural, and it's going to become more and more common. But then us being here are just, way showers, kind of paving the way forward, because more and more people are going to have to go through this. But we might have to go through it a little bit before the bigger collective. And that's why I feel so crazy always. And I look around, people around me, and they're like, wait, they're fine. Like, everyone's still partying, everyone's still doing their thing. And like, why am I the only one being so crazy? I'm like every time these events happen, I'm always, and then there's a few people, and I'm like, you know what? I have to speak out. I have to talk about this. And then people comes to me like, thank you for talking about this, because like, oh, I'm not feeling I'm the only one being crazy. Because like, I honestly look around people and they're not like reacting the way that I'm reacting, It's because we are like the pillars, or like the anchor of these energy. Like, the anchor of the energy is like the first, we're like antenna, star warriors, right? It's called a star warriors. We're like this antenna, and when these energies receive, and our antenna is like receive, and this is our body, and then we be like and then like, oh, we feel all crazy, and then we're ground, and then we're like, wait, what's going on? I'm just like trying to live my life here, bro. All right, so another thing is, some advice for you guys is, this is from now on, I mean, like, for all times. What would be really, really super helpful is, as a lot of these dragons beings that I sometimes bring through, channel through, that I talked about, or these angelic beings that I talk about, like Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Archangel Raphael. Whoever you feel connected with, feel free to call in for them, or call them in to help you, to guide you, to assist you, to bring you peace, to soothe you, because they are more than happy to help, even including a lot of the dragons that I talk about, the white dragon. As long as you hold these pure frequency of respects and love, and open your heart space to receive their guidance, they are more than happy to come through and help and assist you and through these difficult times. And also your ancestors, your spirit animals, and they are so freaking ready to help because you chosen to do this difficult job here, and they're extremely honored, such an honorable things to do, to come in here to take on this difficult mission. Yeah, for all this suffering, for what? Very honorable, right? Of course. But you forgot because you're in a human vessel. Yeah, but once you pop out, once you finish your missions, and you pop out, and you're like, oh damn, I'm so proud of myself. Is that where you want to be? That's where I want to be. And I'm like, oh. And yeah, I'm like, ooh, what did I just did there? So yeah, we're a team, we're a team, guys. Even though sometime in the physical world, it's often very easy to feel lonely, but it's only in the physical world, because the physical is such a small speck of everything, and you're being surrounded by this huge team of guys and entities and spirits that are like so ready to help you. These dragons, these angelic beings, and these ascended masters, including ascended masters. All right, Mary Magdalene, and the Buffalo Woman, who else? Isis, Jesus, of course, and all those, and a lot more. All All right, some of you are, I don't know who need to hear this, some of you are going through a heart space activations, a heart opening process. So if you resonate with the number 4, that may be for you. Yeah, a heart chakra opening. And so if you feel like there's pain in your chest, so that may be a sign for you. And a heart chakra opening, we are going through a massive, this is a massive heart chakra activations for a lot of collectives right now. And I'm really excited for this because the heart chakra is one of the most important chakra system. I mean, it's the heart. It's the heart is where it is the center, it should be the first brain. So there are this, and that's why the purification is needed, because if you are a light warrior, or if you're not, like, it doesn't matter. We have been, as human collective, as long as you're in the human body, right? As long as you're in the human body, because when you're in the human body, you naturally are affected by the human DNA. The human DNA carries a lot of ancestral traumas that causes the heart to be closed off. And of course, a lot of us come in here working on ourselves, opening our heart chakra helps heal the human ancestral line, because you're reincarnated in the human body, so you're working with the human DNA because the DNA is in every cell of your body, and so you're connected. It doesn't matter where your soul comes from. Yes, and some of us, identify as star seeds, and star beings, and, interdimensional beings, and other creatures, otherworldly creatures. But as long as we chose to do this, we are working with the human DNA, and the human DNA is heavily traumatized and carries a lot of ancestral traumas in the DNA. And so just simply by opening your own heart chakra, by opening your heart, it's like the ripple effects that it has is way more powerful than you can ever imagine. And you would think that, like, yeah, but I'm only doing it to myself. Oh, it's not that simple. Because by you doing that by yourself, to yourself, opening your own heart chakra, healing your own heart, healing your own ancestral trauma, it ripples into your whole ancestral line. And then the ancestral line is all a huge network of the human collective, and we're all connected. And imagine enough people doing that, what kind of powerful effect that would have. Oh yeah, it is beautiful. And so it's kind of like, yeah, duh. Why don't people just come on, do that? Like, stop focusing on, like, oh yeah, I need to help other people. No, we gotta go work on ourselves, our own little heart there. All right, loving yourself. But sometimes it could mean very simple thing like loving yourself, but sometimes it is very quantum science. It's like meditating, tuning into your own heart. Sometimes it's very metaphysical, paranormal. Yeah. And I talked about this. The heart chakra activations could feel like, literally, it feels like orgasm within your heart. It's like, you're like, bro, why don't you gotta experience it. I can't tell you. Like, I don't know. Like, you gotta feel it yourself. And all right. So that was that. Thank you for the finger heart, Gabriel. All right. I'm definitely gonna need to upload more videos. definitely having so this is a different white dragon, but the white dragon collectives are all very similar. They are all very peaceful. They do carry a similar signature, but this white dragon of wisdom is it's very verbal. Yeah, I really love this energy. It makes me it makes my speech very fluent. I love it because some other dragons can sometimes makes my my speech a little artistic, but this white dragon makes my speech very fluent, so I like it. But I'm not sure if because I've made this little crystal necklace today and I just wore it today, it's like, why? It's like I'm wearing it around my neck. I don't know if it has anything to do with that, but I just feel like, yes, I'm feeling new energy, so why not make myself a new little crystal necklace for this new energy. Why not? Why not? My cat is sitting right here. All right, what else do we need to hear? What other message do we have? Thank you, Isolated, for liking, for the support, all the likes, everything that you guys do to support me. I deeply appreciate it. I really do. Alright. Alright, so right now is very important. So another, oh, Gabriel, thank you, appreciate you, always appreciate you. Another message that came through is about change. Because we are going through many transformations and change right now. So the most normal thing now to experience is change. Constantly changing, like for example, for me, I'm constantly changing friend circles. I'm constantly changing my my little habits, my little my perspectives, my it's like little things, right? I'm constantly changing my hairstyle, my style in general too. Like these little things, your little habits, sleep habit or whatever, or even your work habits, and like even in workplaces, your thought patterns, your way of expressions, your hobbies, even the type of people that you hang out with, your friends and stuff like that. So right now is very important for you to completely embrace that. All right, to embrace all type of change that come into your life. You may have new opportunities, new challenges that kind of gets you out of your comfort zones, embracing new ideas, going to new places, trying new things. Right now is very important to embrace any type of changes that comes into your reality right now. Another funny things that I want to mention is because today I went out. It's kind of like a day that I woke up from the shift, because sometimes I'll stay at my home, and I go do these shifts, and I feel like when I go outside into the world, I almost feel like I'm time traveling, when I'm shifting timeline. And once I step outside, and I would see these crazy changes, and today one of this 99-cent store around the block just closed down. And I swear to God, I swear to God, I was still open like a couple of days ago. I was walking by, I was doing my laundry, and today I step out and it's like all empty inside. And I'm like, holy shit. And this happens so often because I shift timelines so fast, and every time like when I go outside, I'm like, this is my neighborhood. I've been walking around my neighborhood, so I know what stores are new and what closed and what opens, right? So I'm not crazy. I'm not just like, hey, seeing things. And then sometimes I would see like new stores just like pop out of nowhere. How does that even make sense? It's only been a few days and like I didn't even see the constructions happening. Like, what the hell? Yeah. And when like no, like sometimes when the store closed down and they will have like a sign outside with the like clearance or whatever, and it takes like some time for a store to close down, and you like, and then the sign's been there for weeks, and you're like, okay, yeah, I processed that. And like, it's just like so funny because sometimes I step out from these eclipses and I was like, because I was like at home and just like going through it, and once I step out I was like, how is it just within days, and like this is just like new stores just pop out and like out of nowhere. Yeah, so this is quite very fun to observe. Sometime in the beginning I started noticing it like last year. And I'm like, okay, I don't know. I think this is what it is. But I still kind of being a little skeptical about it, And like, yeah, I think the timeline is shifting. But I'm still a little skeptical. I'll keep my discernment. And then like, I kept seeing this pattern. I'm like, okay, this is real. And it just keep happening. And I'm like, okay, this is real. This is real. And the first few times I saw that, I was like, okay. I'm like blinking my eye. I'm just like, okay. And now I'm just like, I saw these things. I saw when I see this happen, and I'm like, right now I'm like, okay, this is real. This is so real. This is so real. And I can't share it with anyone because like it's so paranormal and it's so metaphysical. But I love it. So now I'm like, hey guys, all the people here, you guys, we gotta love this stuff. We gotta love this paranormal shit. We gotta love this metaphysical shit, because like this is the type of stuff I'm gonna be talking about from now on, Yeah, because this is what I live for, man. Like, if you just live everyday life and just going to work, going home, and just like, come on, it's so boring, Like, I want to talk about aliens. I want to talk about paranormal stuff. I want to talk about quantum science. I want to talk about timeline shifting. I want to talk about Mandela effects. I want to talk about out of bodies. Like, yeah, people talk about this stuff too about, facts, right? Come on. This is what I'm saying. Yeah. And yeah, I'm pretty sure, and that's why I'm talking about this with you guys, because I'm pretty sure you guys be like, bro, for real, And like, even after the fact that I talked about it, and then you like start noticing this, and next week or like a couple of days after, you come back and you just like, bro, shit is real, This is what I live for, This is what I'm saying. Yeah. And so, yeah, get used to it. So I'm excited. Spiritual renaissance and paranormal shit. So get ready. Being very comfortable with changes. So at this point, I'm very comfortable with changes, like, okay, new friends, new environment, new things to try. Let's go. What's now? And also, we're gonna be moving into a period of growth, of some more learning. So it's very exciting type of learning. It's not like learning type of like, okay, like Because I don't know, like I've been feeling this new excitement of learning recently. Like, yes, new informations, new downloads, and I'm like so excited. So also get ready to co-create with other people, you know, because I do see that this is about time for communities to be created throughout throughout the world in the right way, in the right way, in the right way. And we are somehow, somewhat, kind of creating a little community right here through my lives, through the things that I talk about. It's okay. Some people resonate with some parts. Some people, takes what they need and, and leave what they don't. And it's totally fine. Hi, Storm's End. But I do see that, we are going through this ascension process, and we are gonna move into an era of co-creating, and I'm excited for that. But if you think about it, right, if you think about Renaissance, it's about kind of like different great minds and beautiful visionaries coming together and inspiring each other and creating sparks. And the sparks are gonna go blip, blip, blip everywhere, and it's gonna light the world up. It's gonna light the world up, and you're gonna spread those sparkles, and the sparkle is gonna inspire more people. And that's how it works. It's not about one big guru out there being in charge of inspiring everyone. No. What the hell? No. What is the Renaissance? It's like Renaissance, like, bro, everyone is amazing, It's more like you have everyone's unique, your uniqueness. So it's more like each and every individual's authentically embracing their true self and allowing their unique sparks, their unique quality to shine, and that we're not in competition with each other, but we're inspiring each other and we're co-creating. And it's like, and you're like, you're inspiring me, I'm inspiring you, and when and you inspire each other, you continue to create new ideas, and then it fuel into this momentum of creativity. That is the community I'm talking about, guys. There's no competition, but it's a healthy competition. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna make this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Thank you, Gabriel. Star map player for the star map. Yeah. It feels good, right? Feels good. It's like this beautiful competition. It's not competition, but it's inspiration. Exciting. So that's how we going to that's how we pave the way forward for the spiritual renaissance that we're gonna have. These little communities are kind of gonna be. It's almost like we're building the community without intentionally trying to build it. You know what I mean? It's like, just attracts people. Like you attracts the right people when you're doing the right thing, and when you work together like that and co-create together and inspire each other like that, and just happens. It just happens. It's not in a natural way, instead of in a forceful way. You know what I mean? It's like the difference between really coming together just for the sake of creating, instead of just like, coming together to support some type of ego or some type of system. We're so over that. We're so done with that. We're so done with that. But some people are not done with that. But I gotta be honest. But I'm so over that. I'm so over that, though. Alright, so this is a beautiful message. Right. What else? That's how we create the matrix. So a matrix, it's not, whatever you think of matrix, so I just use the word matrix. It's not like matrix, it's a co-creative reality that we're trying to build together. It's the visions that we're trying to manifest into our reality, is the more favorable reality for the collective, where each and every individual will be able to thrive in abundance. In abundance of everything, in abundance of ideas, in abundance of wealth, in abundance of happiness, in abundance of creativity, in abundance of, all that good stuff. But not saying that there's not going to be challenge. There's still going to be challenges. There's still going to be things that need to be worked through, but not in a way that is not in a way that is competitive against human nature, but it's going to be flowing in the direction of human nature that is going to make us feel like, yeah, that feels right. It doesn't mean that there's no challenge. There is challenge, but you could still feel very inspiring and living such an inspiring life. It's almost like when you're creating some type of, let's say, an artwork or a music piece, you have challenge and struggle, but it's within a creative process. But you're not like, but it's almost like it feels natural to you. And there's certain type of challenges and certain type of difficulties and stuff that is, it feels natural to your being. It's good for your health. It's growing pain. There's certain type of pain, but not saying that we're gonna be in the perfect society where there's no pain and no challenge. That's not what I'm saying. There is, there always is, but not in the way that is, against our human nature. But there are, though, today, there are so much, if you just observe it and you be conscious of it, there are so much patterns and toxicity, bleh, can't say it. There's so many toxic stuff out there that is against human nature. And that's why we feel so wrong, so violated. And you couldn't put your fingers on it, you couldn't really understand like what goes wrong, like where it goes wrong, but it just felt like there's certain things out there, like why are we competing with each other? Why is the masculine and the feminine competing with each other? Because they're supposed to be partner, all right? Why do we feel like we need to look for outside validation? It just feels like it's against my human nature, that type of stuff. And there's a lot of injustice, of course, and a lot of stuff that is twisted and against human nature. But this is where what we're working toward is to is to bring back the balance and to, do things the right way, so that it goes in the direction of human nature and not against the human nature. But it's not gonna start with one single power, but it's gonna start with everyone. Every single little person. Every single person is gonna have to start with every single person. Waking up to their sovereignty. Gaining their power back. To be a sovereign individual creator of their reality, and so that we can play together, and so we can co-create together and not fight each other and compete with each other, right? All right, let me draw one last card to wrap up the message. We have some beautiful messages tonight, and I'm really loving it. As I channel lovers. Oh, that is beautiful. Thank you, Jay. Device. Thank you. You know, as I was talking about the Three of Pentacles and the lovers, you know, humans working together in a loving way, operating from the heart chakra, and that's what I was saying. There's going to be a massive heart chakra activations around the globe. And when the heart is activated, you don't have a desire to compete, because you're going to feel like it's against your it's going to be against your nature. You can only operate from a competitive space when your heart is closed and you feel like you have to survive, you have to fight for your life, and that's why people operate like that, you know. And you can't operate like that if your heart space is open. Then you feel like love is my natural born privilege. Come on. You know, loving people, having people love us, and being in a community that's loving, that operate from the heart space. Yeah, that feels right. That is human nature. And that's where we're going. And so this is great work. This is amazing. I know I can't be a little bit too delusional about this, because, you know, we're still working on this, and the collective is still waking up, and we're spreading this light. And that's what we are here, being angering in these beautiful activations. And sometimes it doesn't look like you're doing the right work, because a heart activation sometimes seems very painful, because in heart activations, when someone so another thing about heart activation is when someone is being wounded and have their heart closed off for so long, or even including past lives that are, you know, so imprinted so deep into their essence. So they've been operating for such a long time with their heart closed up, and so all of a sudden when their heart start opening, they're gonna start feeling a lot of emotions, including a lot of pains. So they're gonna get triggers a lot, and they're gonna start feeling all type of emotions, and it's really hard, because all of a sudden they can feel things again, and everything feels so intense. So that is a side effect of a heart opening activation that happens, but it's normal. The wave of people, cuddle puddle. Yeah, we do need that, right? And knowing that, you know, for those of you guys who've received the message today, so make sure that if you see people that's going through this, you know, this is some type of information to spread. You know, it's okay. It's okay to feel not okay. It's okay to feel all type of emotion, all right? Because and that's why sometimes I get mad when people, like, when I'm feeling like all type of way, people are like, are you okay? And, you know, sometimes I just like and when people like ask me like, are you okay, it's almost make me feel like, why can I not, why I can't, like, it just make me feel like, am I not allowed to feel not okay? But I just want to say, allow people to feel not okay. Allow people to have emotions. Allow people to have negative emotions. And, you know, and support them silently. And, you know, maybe, I don't know, like, that's what I mean. I don't know what other ways to put it. But, yeah, people's gonna feel very intense. And it's totally okay. And always share that the same ability to feel pain is the same ability to feel love. So when you open your heart chakra, in order to experience bliss, blessings, and love at that deep level, you'll probably feel pain first, because the pain has been there for a long time. And so when you first open it, you may feel the pain first before you feel the love. But it's normal, because the reason why people close their heart is because they don't want to feel the pain. But you can't escape it. You can't run away from it. It's there. So then it's sitting there waiting for you. But it's okay. Just allow it to flow through. If you cry, you need to, and just feel it and let it go, and it will be okay. It's beautiful to feel things. It's beautiful to feel everything. Sometimes you feel anger, sometimes you feel sad, sometimes you feel happy. We feel all type of feelings, emotions, and that is part of being human. And it's beautiful. Right? And yeah, and it's beautiful. And sometimes we feel sad. We make beautiful music. We make beautiful art. We transmute the energy. But you rather feel the feelings than to be a zombie. You still rather to have your heart open in order or than to have it closed and to be a zombie, a walking dead zombie. For what? To live a meaningless life? Oh, I'd rather feel things, ride or die, feeling all the feelings than to and yeah, we can do it. No biggie. Thank you, Mike Lewis and Oh Sold. Yeah, and Oh Sold. We're all feel the feels, Gabriel, yeah. And it's also the same space that allowed human connections to happen. And sometimes, we meet people and we see people. There is community, but there is no community. There is friendship, but there is no friendship. There is relationship, but there is no relationships. Because if one's heart space is closed, connections are impossible to be formed. Connections a real connection, an authentic connection can only be formed when the heart space is open. And when the heart space is closed, no form of connection is possible, whether it's a relationship or a friendship or a community type of kinship, whatever relationship or connections is impossible. It's impossible to form without an open heart, or an open heart chakra. Yeah, so it's a little more, it's very scientific actually. It's not just like, oh, you need to be a loving person, but it is very quantum physical, right? Because with a lot of people, and that's why it was impossible. So that has to kind of, and that's why a lot of us being spiritual warriors and our cosmic brothers and ascended master, we're working behind the scene, trying to have these energy to invoke, to kind of to come in and to work the way through the collectives and helping the collectives to open their heart so that this can happen and so that real connection can happen. And in order to do that, it may triggers a lot of people. There may be a lot of upheavals of conflict. There may be a lot of upheavals of unpleasant events taken around the world. But all of these painful events that are happening is just a symptoms of the human collectives being triggered, of all the pain that is unresolved within the human history, for it to come up and to be healed and to be faced and to be felt. And then so that the heart chakra can be opened once again, collectively, individually, personally, in all levels. And the process maybe, could be misunderstood, that it's, it's bad, but it's not, it's such a positive outlook on this thing though, but it's not just positive. It's very quantum physical, right? It has to happen this way. It's almost like if you understand the logistic behind all this stuff, is spiritual science. That's how it work. All right, this is beautiful. But the Lovers is where we're moving into. Bringing love. We're bringing love back. We're bringing love back into the equation. Love has been taken out of the equations of humanity for a long ass time. But love is coming back into the equation. Even though it may not feel good in the beginning, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. And all of us here doing the work like warriors, spiritual warriors. And I'm so proud of us. Alright. Haley, if you wanted a personal reading, you can DM me. I do offer personal reading. So any of you, the same. I do offer personal reading and energetic activations. And if you feel like you wanted to look into anything that you're curious to explore in your spirituality, within your personal growth, within your personal life, whatever you need clarity on, or you want to check in with your own energetic centers or energy center or your spirit team, whatever that is, you can DM me for a personal reading, for appointment and stuff like that. Otherwise, this is collective reading as always, and even though it's collective reading, but it may often seems very personal. It sounds very personal and seems very personal, even including myself. Anyways, that's all the messages for tonight, and the energy has been lovely, very peaceful, and very peaceful and flowy. I loved it. So I appreciate each and every one of you for being here, for the hangout. And please spread the message, guys. Please spread the message. Whichever part of the message that resonate with you. 9:39, yes. And have a lovely night. Please drink a lot of water, get some good rest, because it's been difficult. And I love you all. Have a lovely night, and I'll see you very soon. I'll be doing more live. Love you. Sending you peace and gratitude for the white dragon that came through and support us. Thank you, white dragon of wisdom, the white dragon of peace. My heart is full of gratitude. Alright, good night, guys. Bye.